Hello there. In Shakespeare's play The Tempest, Caliban, a character we may not admire but must sympathize with, says, "You taught me language, and my profit on't is I know how to curse." In the world today, perhaps we can change the words to "I know how to lie." We have a world where communication has become so much easier than ever before. We have moved from a situation where it was always by word of mouth to one where written messages were exchanged, but mostly by leaders to one another. Then to the days of the penny post, when a reasonably well-off person could communicate with anyone else in the country, to finally having a world where everything happening is accessible easily and cheaply. And in many ways, anything that ever happened is also accessible via internet archives and so on. Yet as communication gets easier, it also becomes more problematic. We don't have the means to distinguish good information from bad, lies from truth, facts from fictions, and from imaginations, and from meaningless ephemera. As communication developed, controls developed with it. So responsible publishers would not very often publish things they knew to be unreliable in newspapers and books. But those two had quite a different standard. Fantasies in those days could be identified and quite often controlled. But we live in a world now where these controls have disappeared. People have to use their own judgment, and sometimes what seems most persuasive is what is least reliable. Probably a majority of people believe that Scotsmen in the Middle Ages dressed in tartan, not because they've read it in any sort of history book, but because this is how it was portrayed in the film Braveheart. And that has a visual content which makes it more convincing than any little scrap of paper. Guides say at historic buildings, they're sometimes told that their building is not as realistic as the film version of the same building, which is, after all, on a film, and so it's a definitive record. As Christians, we have an interest in the truth, and it must be a passionate interest. What we seek is the truth, and what we have to offer is the truth, and it is a truth that can transform. Some words from John's Gospel, chapter 38. Pilate asked Jesus, "So you are a king?" Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." Pilate asked him, "What is truth?" After he had said this, he went out to the Jews again and told them, "I find no case against him.